Hey, in today's video, I'm going to walk you through 3 different ways to start an LLC in South Carolina. But more important than that, I'm going to share with you crucial information that's going to help keep your new business safe and protected. So if you're not familiar with terms such as commingling funds, piercing the corporate veil, or registered agent, don't worry, but just know these terms are really important, and by the end of this video, you're going to understand how they will impact your LLC. The first way to start your South Carolina LLC is to go to the South Carolina Secretary of State's website. You can find a link for the state site and any resources mentioned in the description below. Once you create an account, you can then just go through the steps there to get your LLC set up. As you'd expect, the state site is not the prettiest or the easiest thing to navigate, but there are no hidden fees involved except the $110 state filing fee as of 2022. There's no way around that fee. You do have to pay that whether you go direct through the state or an online legal tool or through an attorney. The pros of using the state site are that there are no markups or upsells. The downside is it's just not laid out well, and in my opinion, it makes the registration process way more confusing than it needs to be. One of the other downsides of the state site is that they don't help you keep your LLC compliant. And that's because the site lacks the ability to remind you of important updates and renewal reminders. I'll explain this further, but first, let's just talk about what an LLC actually is so that you understand how to maintain it properly. So a lot of people think that there's a tax advantage to having an LLC over a sole proprietorship, but actually there's not. The advantage of an LLC is in the name itself. It helps to limit your liability. So imagine your business and all of its assets. This could be an office, your computers, your business bank accounts. Now on the personal side, you might have a home, your car, your personal bank account. So what an LLC does is it draws a line or division between those two asset classes. That division is something called the corporate veil. So if somebody sues your business, they can try and come after your business assets, but the LLC and the corporate veil protect your personal assets, so they can't come after your personal home or bank account. That is why an LLC is so important. Earlier, I mentioned something called piercing the corporate veil. What this legal jargon means is if your business is sued, the attorney suing your business is going to try and find cracks in your LLC. And if they can find a crack, they can pierce the corporate veil. When this happens, they can come after your business and personal assets. And that is why it is so important to not only set up an LLC, but you have to maintain it so that there are no cracks. Now I'd like to explain why the state site just is not great for maintaining your LLC, and I'm going to give you a few examples. A great service for setting up your LLC is a company called InkFile, which is an online legal tool. You'll find the link in the description below that will take you to their site, and we really appreciate when you use that link because it helps to support the YouTube channel. The reason I like InkFile is that they have packages starting at $0 plus the state fee. And one of the perks of this $0 package is that you get a free registered agent service for a year. This is the first reason why I prefer this site over the state site. So now let's dive into what a registered agent is. Every LLC is required to have a registered agent, and they're sometimes called a resident agent, statutory agent, or agent for service of process. The registered agent has to have a physical address in the state your LLC is set up, and this person helps with important communication and documentation. This can be things such as franchise tax forms, notices of litigation, tax and legal correspondence, and required annual report forms. Basically, the registered agent helps you keep your LLC in compliance. Now, if you go through the state website, they just ask for the name and the address of your registered agent without much context. If you go through InkFile, that service is free for the first year, and then it's $119 annually after that, and you can always change or drop the registered agent service at any time. Now, another reason I like InkFile is that the state website does not help you with the federal aspects of your business. And here's an example for this. So your LLC is set up through your state, but an EIN business tax number is set up through the IRS. You can think of your EIN as a social security number used to identify your business for tax purposes. So when you get set up through the state website, they do not help you with setting up your EIN number. And it's actually kind of confusing if you've never done it before. In the middle tier package on InkFile, they'll set up your EIN for you. I'll also include a link in the description below if you want to set up your EIN yourself on the IRS website. Now, I also want to highlight that they will set you up with a business bank account. And this is something you really want to have from the beginning. And here's why. So not only does it make bookkeeping and accounting for your business way easier, but you should also know if you are going to run your business through your personal checking account, you are commingling funds. And that's because you have your personal cash flow and then you have your business cash flow all happening in the same account. This can create a crack in your LLC, which could lead to an attorney piercing the corporate veil and coming after your business and personal assets. So InkFile takes these things into consideration, where the state website just sets up your LLC. The nice thing with InkFile is that your dashboard helps you not only set up your LLC, but maintain it and keep it compliant with annual reports or forms that need to be filed as well. On the screen here, you'll see a video that goes further into the dashboard and what it looks like after setting up your LLC. There will also be a video on how to pay yourself with an LLC. Again, thank you so much for using the links in the description below, and I'll catch you on the next video.